and I didn't know anything about the USDA. I didn't know anything about having a farm number and free funding, free grants. Pretty much stressing me out, y'all. Want you to lose your property. Hey Homestead family, welcome back to the channel. So I got all suited and booted and it decided to start raining. So I decided just to go back here and look at the bees. I'm not gonna touch them, take their tops off of their home or anything, because you know how would you like it if somebody took the top off your house and it started raining in it. So I'm not gonna check it, even though I really want to, but I'm just gonna walk back here and, you know, look at them. I don't have smoke or anything. I'm gonna look at them and just see how they're doing. Make sure they're still coming in and out. They haven't overgrown anything. Not trying to leave their home and fly away or nothing like that. So I'm gonna walk back here and I'm gonna just talk to y'all about the reason we decided to get the bees. So like I was saying, I decided to, I'm gonna see if I can prop the camera up, because I didn't I didn't bring the, there, I'll do it like that. So we decided to go with bees because we were gonna go with sheep because, you know, a lot easier. You're not gonna get stung, you might get hit or something like that, or ran over, and we just thought having sheep would be a lot easier than anything else. We were going to eventually get cows, you know, and just keep going from there on out. But my stand is rocking. The agricultural department actually changed the acreage. So you have to have 12 acres or more to have animals to ag exempt your property in our county. So we have 11.67 acres, which means we could not use animals, and our only option was bees. Was I like hesitant on getting bees? Yes, but with the taxes steady going up, we were paying about almost $12,000 per year in taxes, and that's ridiculous when we don't have a bunch of stuff out here. So you know, we decided, okay, hey, we're gonna conquer our fears. We're going to get these bees and see what the reduction is. So we did spend money on buying bees. The hives we bought were $250 per hive. So when you look at the big picture, it's a lot of money that you spend on getting bees. You got to get the bees, which is $250, depending on your area. You got to buy your boxes or make your boxes. And these boxes are not cheap, y'all, by any means. You got to buy the frames, and the frames, sometimes they come with the little black or yellow pieces in the inside. Sometimes you got to buy that separately. I've came to the conclusion where instead of buying piece by piece on these hives, to buy a whole hive and just use pieces from that hive. Because if you go on Amazon, and I'll link some of the stuff that we got from Amazon below, you will see you can get a hive for $115, or between $115 to $130. But if you buy one box, you're spending like $50, $60 on it. So if you just buy the little box, you still need the frames, you still need the tops, you know, you're gonna need all that eventually. So why not spend $100 and something and buy the entire hive and just piece it together as you need? So that's what we decided to do. Also, I do have a lot of 10 frame boxes, and you know, you get more bees in there, you get more honey in there, but they also are heavy when it comes to harvesting your honey and moving the boxes around. So I think eventually we're gonna go from our 10 frame hives to our 8 frame hives because the spacing is a little narrow. They look nicer in my opinion. I did not paint them because they do have wax on them, but eventually, you know, I might paint them later. I don't know. I don't know yet. This is something that I have like taught myself to not be afraid of, and overall, just the past few months with us doing this, it has been like amazing. Yes, I was scared at the beginning, but now I'm like, let me go check on my bees. Let me make sure they're not getting ready to fly away and leave. Let me make sure they coming in and out. Let me make sure they don't have hive beetles, like stuff like that. And now that it's not raining, I don't have my smoker to even check on them. So I'm really not going to worry about it. I'm going to use this time just to talk to y'all about it. So the overall outcome from us having our hives is we did get tax exempt. We are approved. And usually you have to have bees or whatever animal you can have on your property for at least 5 years before you can actually be exempt. But because we've had the horses out here for years, y'all, the appraiser was very, very generous and very, very kind. I had to provide proof that our horses have been out here for the past 5 years, which they've been out here for 6. I had to provide proof that we've been buying local feed and hay from a company, which we got documentation on that. We got that notarized. I had videos because we record for the Homestead channel. We record videos, so I was able to gather a lot of documentation from us recording videos, from us taking pictures of the babies being born. You know, over the time frame, you can actually see the pictures from my kids being younger to actually, you know, older now. So I was able to provide that documentation to the county for the last 5 years, and they were able to grant me ag exemption. Now, y'all, when I say the percentage is amazing, it's amazing. So we actually saved 76% on our taxes. Our taxes went down from almost $12,000 a year to $2,800. That ain't nobody but God. Nobody but God. We couldn't have done this without him. She didn't have to say, I'm going to count y'all horses for the last 5 years. She didn't have to say that. She could have said, okay, you got your bees. We're going to deny you. Keep your bees for 5 years. Apply again in 5 years, and we'll grant you ag exemption. That's all she could have said. But no, she was very kind, very generous. And sometimes you don't get that in the appraiser. Sometimes that department is rude and rugged and ruthless. And they don't care. They want your money. So by her being so generous and so kind, like, I've decided to start giving back to our community. I've reached out to several groups. I don't know if some of y'all are in those groups. I know I went to a few groups around here, my area, and y'all was like, do y'all do YouTube? I think I seen y'all. I think I watch y'all. So if y'all are in this area, and I am still learning, and you want to learn more about the bees and eventually get bees on your property, if my friend is in town, I'm sure she'll be willing to educate us as well. Like I said, I'm still learning, but the stuff that I know now, I can actually teach y'all that. And as I learn and as I research and gain this information, I want to be knowledgeable to us. You know, those of us that are minority, we don't know a lot of this information. You know, the USDA, the farm number, all that stuff, people do not share that information. I was out here for 5 years, y'all, and I didn't know anything about the USDA. I didn't know anything about having a farm number. I didn't know anything about funding, free grants that'll help you develop your property. I didn't know anything about that information until I just started digging deep and finding that information. And it just took random people for me to come across to find that information and figure stuff out, and just start calling people. So what I've decided to do is start giving back to the community, to teach others how to get some of this free funding, how to lower their taxes. Those of y'all that are in Arizona, my homestead homies, Arizona, New Mexico, wherever y'all at, y'all taxes is cheap, so you don't have to worry about this. But you know, those of you that have the expensive taxes that's driving y'all crazy like it was driving me, it was pretty much stressing me out, y'all, because my taxes is rolled up into my payments. So every year my payments would increase so much, and it was ridiculous. Like, I think they make it that way because they want you to lose your property. They want you to give it up because you can't afford it. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm here to help y'all. The Lord has been there to help us, and we're going to get this together. Like, we are going to start buying property. We are going to go back to our roots, back to our ancestors, and start leaving stuff for our children and their children and their children to be able to call stuff their own, to be able to learn how to farm, to be able to say, you know, my great-great-great-grandmother or my great-great-great-grandfather, you know, they fought for this land. They developed this land, and they did this for us. So that is something that, like, I am so seriously, you know, determined to teach and just to educate others, because y'all, and you probably can't even see me shaking my head in here, like, I wish my family, you know, my great-great-great-grandmother, grandfather, you know, would have taught me some of this stuff. I wish I would have been knowledgeable about a lot of this stuff that I was dumbfounded by. And you got those people that are selfish, that are not gonna give you the straight up answer. You know, you can go ask somebody something and say, hey, where did you find that at? And they'll be like, oh, well, such and such told me this, but I ain't sure about the website, or I don't know the number, you know, stuff like that, where I can say, well, if you search USDA and look for your local county, call that number, tell them you want a farm number, that's where you start. Like, you don't have people giving you that straight up answer like that, and that's something that I am wanting to do. So if y'all are interested in stuff like that, y'all drop me a vegetable emoji down below, fruit or vegetable emoji down below, and we're gonna get to this. Like, if you are in this area, you know, shoot me an email, ourhomestead@gmail.com, and let me know you're interested. I'll tell you the days and the times that I'm gonna come out here looking at the bees and just making sure they're doing great. And you know, I'm in the country, y'all, so you don't have to drive. So I can just educate y'all on some of that stuff. And if you are in the area, I know there's a few people, you know, about 15, 20, 30 minutes away from me that have hit me up. If y'all are interested, come on. We gonna learn some of this, because a lot of us are scared. And when I say us, you know, I'm saying us as in black people, you know, African Americans. We are terrified of getting stung by things. And I was one. My kids are still one of them. They still said, Asia, she conquered her fear. She doesn't come out here a lot, but she conquered her fear, and, you know, she came out here and helped me one day. But my son is still kind of iffy about it. But, you know, I'm going to tell him, you know, if you move slowly, you move safely, then, you know, you don't have anything to be worried about. But as long as you have your suit on, I have not got to the point where I'm not going to come out here without a suit on. I ain't comfortable like that yet. But the time will come for me to be comfortable like that. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. The rain has stopped. I don't have a smoker to kind of even go in the hive, which I really, really want to, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe the timing was right and God was saying, hey, I know you want to go out there and check on the bees, but you need to talk to your family and let them know and why y'all decided to get bees, and you know, just educate them and explain a little bit of information to them. Overall, I'm happy. You know, when I got the email saying that we was approved for the ag exemption, y'all, I was like, woo! Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Like, I was literally at my computer and I read the email and stood up and was like, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Is what I was like. So, with that being said, and the crazy thing is, I wish I could take my thing off and y'all can see, like, I got tears of joy rolling down my face, y'all. So, with that being said, I am going to go ahead and end the video right here, and we will see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Unchangeable. There's no